Biden is taking on a major political challenge right now, reportedly set to announce plans today to reform the Supreme Court.
As Madeline Rivera reports, he's also expected to seek a constitutional amendment to limit presidential immunity. But both proposals appear to face an uphill battle.
This would mark a major shift for President Biden. As a former chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee, he has long resisted calls to reform the Supreme Court. But over the last few years, the president has become increasingly critical of several of the court's rulings, like overturning Roe v. Wade and gutting affirmative action in college admissions. Per Politico, the president's proposal would include establishing term limits for justices and an enforceable code of justice. He is also considering whether to introduce a constitutional amendment limiting immunity for presidents. This comes after the High Court ruled earlier this month that former President Trump cannot be criminally prosecuted for official acts he took while in office. The president reportedly told members of the Congressional Progressive Caucus a couple of weeks ago that he had been working with constitutional scholars over the last 3 months on an initiative to limit the court. Massachusetts Senator Elizabeth Warren is on board with the president's about-face.
I think what Joe Biden will do over the next 6 months is he's going to keep drawing that to the attention of the American people and reminding them when they vote in November, the Supreme Court is on the ballot.
That was Madeline Rivera reporting. Any reforms to the Supreme Court would require congressional approval. It's a tall task given the Republican-controlled House and the slim Democratic majority in the Senate. A constitutional amendment would require ratification by 38 states.
TikTok is facing new accusations by the Justice Department. The government is accusing the social media site of collecting information about user views of social issues, making it a national security threat. Court documents say TikTok uses an internal web system to collect information on things like gun control, abortion, religion, and more. That data could be sent directly to parent company ByteDance and engineers in China. The Justice Department says China could use the data to censor or influence content seen by Americans. The wife of the late Secretary of State Colin Powell has died. Alma Johnson Powell was 86 years old. She was by her husband's side during his remarkable and historic military career and served. Powell was as the most recent chair of America's Promise Alliance, a nonprofit founded by her husband to help at-risk youth. Her husband, Colin Powell, was the first black Secretary of State. He died from complications of COVID-19 in 2021.